Hey, this is James Francis from Digital Prosperity, and I just found out a really cool statistic. According to the Wall Street Journal, the digital marketing industry is worth over 62 billion with a B dollars, okay? And that was a study done a few years ago, so as of right now, as I'm recording this video, it's going to be worth even more. So here are 5 more reasons why it's awesome to sell digital products, okay? So the first one is the fact that they take very little time and effort to create. I mean, even if you want to create your own products, you can create a product in little under a day. You know, I've created products in the past which took me less than a few hours, in fact, when you have the right knowledge behind that, right? So, and when you do them in the right way. And if you're an affiliate, if you don't want to create your own products for whatever reason, you just want to sell other people's digital products, then you can do that within a few minutes. You know, that's a great thing about it. You don't need to, go to a bank and set up the whole corporation thing, and you don't need to, go to law school or business school or whatever just to figure out how to run a business. You can get set up with a business in just a few minutes by promoting somebody else's products as an affiliate, or in under a day creating your own products, right? So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is the fact that you don't need a warehouse, okay? With physical products, when you're creating a traditional business, when you manufacture a product and you have to go through the research and development phases of, creating a product and researching the fact that it's actually going to be possible to create, all that stuff is very laborious, very effort intensive, and very stressful, if I'm honest. Whereas with a digital product business, you will be creating your own products, but you don't need all of that stuff. You don't need a warehouse to store those digital products because they are digital, right? So that's one thing. You don't need to be spending, thousands upon thousands of dollars every single month on warehouse costs or storage costs or whatever. So that's another great aspect I love about the digital product industry. It's the fact that you don't need any kind of warehouse to store the products. Now, the third thing out of the 5 is the fact that it's very low cost in terms of the business itself, and because it's a low cost business, that gives you high margins for your products. So let me explain what I mean by that. So what I mean by low cost is when you create a product of your own, you don't need to invest a lot of money in doing that. So for example, when I first created my very first product, all it cost me was the cost of a microphone, because I didn't have one at my computer at the time, so I had to invest a grand total of £20 here in the UK, which is roughly $27 in the US. So it wasn't bank breaking by any means, and that allowed me to create my first product. And that was it, right? That was it, $25 or so, just to create a whole new product, which has now scaled to over $50,000, $60,000 per month in my business right now as of recording this video, and it's continually going up month after month, right? So it's definitely not an expensive thing to do, because you can get started for a very low cost. And when you're selling these products, even as an affiliate, that's even cheaper, right? You don't need to, you don't need to spend time and effort creating those products, because somebody else has already done that for you for free. You're just, piggybacking off their work. If you don't want to create your own empire, you can do that as an affiliate and just promote other people's stuff and let them do all the hard work for you, right? So that's a great thing about that. And what I mean by the margin side of things is, with any business, you have how much it costs you to create the product, and also how much it makes you in the sale. So, for example, if it costs you $20 to create a product in the physical world, with a physical product in the real world with business, then you sell it for, let's say, $50 or something, then you only walk away with a net profit of $30 for the sale, not including, deducting the advertising fees that you may have had to spend to sell the product to people in the first place, the staff fees, the employee fees that you pay them every year or every month, and every other aspect of your business as well. Whereas with a digital product business, you don't have that very small margin. In fact, most people in the clothing businesses, the clothing industry, have very small margins. We're talking like a 1 or 2% margin for every single sale. So they only take away 2% of every single sale of each product, because of the high costs required to create the products, or to research the products, or to get the products, or import them, or whatever it may be, right? So with a digital product business, you don't really have many costs to begin with. As I mentioned, I got started with just $27 or something from a microphone. You can spend a bit more if you want a higher quality product, but that's completely optional. And even then, you do that once and that's it. It's not like those costs incur every time you sell the product, because you create the product digitally, and it's done. That's it. You don't need to continually do the same thing over and over again, because that cost only applies once when you're creating that product. So everything after that is pretty much 100% profit, aside from obviously advertising fees, which are not as high as in the physical world because of the way we set up our sales funnel, which we talk about in different videos. But to keep things short here, you don't need to, you're taking away a lot more from each sale in your business, basically. So you will often take away maybe 80% of each sale, 90% instead of 20 or 30% as you would in the selling physical products instead. So that's another thing. Now the fourth thing is that you don't need to worry about the delivery of the products. You don't need to send them in the mail. You don't need to track the postage so it actually reaches the customer, or you don't have to encounter all of the issues with things getting lost in the mail, or customers living in some weird location in the middle of nowhere, maybe just at the top of a mountain in Mordor somewhere in the Lord of the Rings film or whatever, but you know what I mean. People live in some obscure locations, and you don't need to worry about that with a digital products business, because it's just awesome the fact that you can deliver them over the internet. So they purchase using the order form and they can access the products immediately. And that is done by a combination of either WordPress or Infusionsoft or Aweber. However you want to deliver that product, it's done immediately after they purchase. So that's always done in an automated way as well. So you don't need to worry about manually doing this for every single customer as you would do with a real business in the real world, all corporate with a physical product. Instead, you can just do it on autopilot while you're not even working. So that means that you are able to live life and do other things in your business and scale your business and get better results just by working on it in the time that you would have previously been spent sending out these orders manually, or having to outsource that to somebody else, or pay somebody else on the payroll to do that for you. So it actually makes everything a whole lot more simple, a lot easier for you to send out those products, because it's all done in an automated way, even when you're not at the computer. I mean, even while recording this video, people are buying my products and they are accessing them instantly without me having to be at the computer, right? And that's the great thing about an online business selling digital products. Now the fifth thing, the final thing I'd like to talk about in this video, and by no means are these the only 5 things, these are just the top 5 which I recommend that you pay attention to and that I've found to be awesome as a result of running this business. So the fifth thing, as I mentioned, is that everything is done in an automated way, not only in terms of selling the products, because all of that will be done with the sales funnel and the whole advertising process we set up, the traffic generation, your website, your persuasion of people to buy if they didn't want to originally. All that is done in a very automated way, whereas when you are doing a physical product business, it often requires you to attend trade shows, or for you to go to lots of meetings with customers or prospective customers and do a load of this legwork just to sell the product. Whereas with an online business, because it's all digital, you can sell it in a digital way as well. So you don't need to get them to call you to make an order. You don't need to get them to, you don't have the fulfillment issues of delivering the product as well. Everything is in a very automated way, which enables you to live your life how you want to live it. You can, again, just be doing other things, taking the dog for a walk, or enjoying a vacation or whatever, and still be making sales without you having to be physically at your desk or wherever you want to work, fulfilling these orders or selling the products yourself, just talking to customers all the time. It's all done in a very streamlined, automated way, so it works when you aren't at your desk or on your laptop or whatever. So hopefully you've enjoyed those reasons, and I look forward to hearing your comments below this video as well, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Bye bye.